strategy for entrepreneurs and creators for 2025. How are you going to continue to create your online presence, preserve your reputation, and navigate any reputational issues that might come up as you navigate this crazy 2025 Wild Wild West landscape of commentary, sentiment, audience voice? There is just so much now to navigate in real time. No such thing as office hours anymore. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Hope you're well. Welcome back to Serena's Playbook. I am Serena. I have more than 20 years experience in media and communications. I'm a chartered public relations practitioner. I'm studying systems thinking as a master's, post-grad, part-time, while I juggle a 9 to 5, and content creation. I also have a media and politics commentary channel, as well as a holistic thinking podcast, all of that out of the way. So how are you going to continue? How are you going to continue to create a presence online, preserve that, so make it sustainable, and also navigate any issues that might come up that could impact your reputation? Well, first things first, let's go the other way. Reputational stuff comes up all the time, and I would say addressing an issue needs to be done within hours rather than days or weeks. But as I've said in other videos, you need to really act fast and smart. So don't just pick up your phone and start talking on a live. Don't do a live, whatever you do. If you really are insistent on going live or churning out random posts on X, firstly, do this. At least prepare some key messages, some talking points that you definitely want to use no matter what. If you had a press team, a PR team, they would do this for you. And they would do this by firstly looking at, let's just say, for argument's sake, the top 3 risks, the top 3 criticisms that you receive, and then create rebuttals against them. So then at least you're prepared, because sometimes when we're speaking to our audience in a digital communications way, we have in mind what their complaints are. We can be a little bit defensive. Don't be defensive. Just be prepared. That way, you don't come across as disingenuous or insincere. You don't want to come across like that. So to navigate this landscape of audience voice that is available every single second, just have some things prepared so that when you do have to respond, you do have to react, you're ready to do it in a fast and smart way. So going back, making your visibility online sustainable, pick one thing that you can definitely do. Let me give myself as an example. So for me, juggling so many things, postgraduate study, business, 9 to 5, single parenthood, all of these things, for me to juggle all of that, I've got to just pick one thing. I can't launch a course right now. I cannot be on Substack, even though I'm trying to, as well as TikTok, as well as YouTube and Instagram. So Instagram goes down, TikTok so much, not so much. YouTube gets a lot of my focus, and I can be on multiple channels, record long form as well as short form. And I just feel that that can be much more meaningful, sustainable for me, as has proven to be the case. So pick something that is sustainable. I know you want to be everywhere. I know Gary Vee and other people always tell you be absolutely everywhere. But listen, if a reputational issue comes up, it's going to be pretty hard to control the sentiment, your presence on all these different platforms. So just make things much more, let's just say, manageable. So you can manage, okay, what is my presence projecting on that 1 or 2 platforms? So for now, I know that I can just focus on, oh gosh, I forgot about Twitch and YouTube, because that's where most of my content lives. I'm very minimal on Instagram and X. I have a few arguments on X, but that's about it. So make it manageable. Like I said, I know you want to be here, there, and everywhere. Just be really wise with this, because if you're, if you have a business, if you're doing multiple things and you don't have a team, then you've got to keep things going, because you and I both know when things sort of fall off and halt and sort of stop doing what they're meant to, we lose momentum, and that really damages us as creators and entrepreneurs. We really don't want to have to experience that sort of interruption. So batch record, get things out there so you can, no matter what, always have your stuff doing its thing out there. And obviously work on that sort of ticket item that so many people talk about, that directs people to you. At the moment, I'm building. So whilst I do direct people to join my other channel because, it's monetized, it offers the membership, or they can come to my Patreon. At the moment, for this channel, for instance, I'm building. So I'm building trust and community and engagement. So right now, that's the main priority, and I've got to keep that going no matter what. So look at your sort of consistent, sustainable efforts in periods of time as well, not according to some, great advice, but it's based on someone else's current phase of business, wherever they're in. So now we worked backwards. So creating online, I know sometimes it can be pretty hard to be visible online, and it might be the last thing that you want to do. And people are really surprised at this. But because I'm a creative and an artist offline, I cannot wait to just completely disappear in my 50s. And I'm heading towards that way. And when I say disappear, I don't mean in real life. I mean, it would just be so nice to not be so visible online. Why do I say that? Because, and this is why I completely empathize with an entrepreneur creator who just feels like they are being demanded of to show more of their personal life. And I don't do that, no matter what. Even though I've tried that, I've tried the vlogging thing, I've deleted, removed that, and I've stuck to just my voice, what I want to offer in terms of expertise. I don't want to bring people into my personal life. And unfortunately, because you are a brand, even if you are not sharing that part of yourself, people still want your opinion. They still want your thoughts. They want to see you as a multidimensional character, as a person, the human being. And that does expose you. And having that constant exposure, even to the most gregarious and extroverted types, can be quite tiring. It takes a lot out of you. So just remember, you've got to sprinkle in a little bit of yourself in everything you do online, but make it sustainable, because all of us are human, and duh, for now, and we're all susceptible to that burnout, or just getting absolutely fed up of seeing ourselves online. Like, even when you're editing your stuff, you're just constantly seeing yourself, hearing your voice, watching all your mannerisms. You become so acutely aware of yourself in a way that can become quite unhealthy. There's that sort of theory out there that, we're not supposed to have mirrors and everywhere and look at ourselves all the time. And we do it all the time when we're on work calls, when we're on on phone to a loved one, or recording content and having to look at ourselves on a screen. It's a lot. It's a lot of sort of self projection almost. I don't know if I'm using that term correctly, but I just feel like it describes this sort of phenomena that we're going through. And because of that, I completely understand if you're an entrepreneur creator and you don't really want to do the online thing. Just know that if you do start, sprinkle it in and just focus on your voice and your expertise in order to last longer. And then you can figure out a retirement game. Retirement, not in terms of age, but if you want to pull back, if you want to focus on writing, which I would absolutely love to do, writing and music, and a little bit of like film, some sort of like long form short form storytelling in the background, and still coming, hello jazz hands, but just working more in the background. And a lot of us, when we're working in the business, people say, oh, you're working in the business, not on the business, you need to be out there. But a lot of the in the business stuff is just so enjoyable because you're in your flow state, and a lot of this stuff is like quite mechanical, and I've got to say this, I've got to say that, I've got to get you to click a link. It can feel, sometimes it can feel transactional, which is why I think long form content is fantastic, because you can engage more. The audience, the user, the viewer, etc., is happy to just kind of sit with you with a cup of chai or a cup of joe and just hear you out. So thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for your time and your attention, the most important resources you have. I appreciate you giving them to me. I'll see you in the next video. I upload regularly, twice a week. So I'll see you in the next one. And if you haven't already, do subscribe and take care.